Okay, good morning, everyone. Beautiful September morning. Please turn to the buff-colored prayer book, page 5. Oh, yeah. Look, it's difficult enough hearing me once, let alone twice. With all enemies who hate me, hinderers who harm me, and those who obstruct my liberation and omniscience foremost, may all mother sentient beings equal to space have happiness, be free of suffering, and quickly attain precious, unsurpassed, perfect, complete enlightenment. With all enemies who hate me, hinderers who harm me, and those who obstruct my liberation and omniscience foremost. May all mother sentient beings equal to have happiness, be free of suffering, and quickly attain precious, unsurpassed, perfect, complete enlightenment. With all enemies who hate me, hinderers who harm me, and those who obstruct my liberation and omniscience foremost. May all mother sentient beings equal to space have happiness, be free of suffering, and quickly attain precious, unsurpassed, perfect, complete enlightenment. To this end I apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue until Buddhahood. I apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue until death. I apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue from today until tomorrow at this time. All sentient beings equal to the ends of space take refuge in the nature of all the body, speech, minds, qualities, and activities of those thus gone 10 directions and 3 times, the wellspring of the 84,000 heaps of Dharma, the sovereign of all the noble Sanghas, the glorious and holy kind root and lineage gurus. We take refuge in the assembly of deities in the Yidam's mandala. We take refuge in the Buddha Bhagavans. We take refuge in the holy Dharmas. We take refuge in the noble Sanghas. We take refuge in the assembly of Viras, Dakinis, Dharma protectors, and guardians, wisdom I. We take refuge in the glorious and holy kind root and lineage gurus. We take refuge in the assembly of deities in the Yidam's mandala. We take refuge in the Buddha Bhagavans. We take refuge in the holy Dharmas. We take refuge in the noble Sanghas. We take refuge in the assembly of Viras, Dakinis, Dharma protectors, and guardians with the wisdom eye. We take refuge in the glorious and holy kind root and lineage gurus. We take refuge in the assembly of deities in the Yidam's mandala. We take refuge in the Buddha Bhagavans. We take refuge in the holy Dharmas. We take refuge in the noble Sanghas. We take refuge in the assembly of Viras, Dakinis, Dharma protectors, and guardians, the wisdom I. Till I reach the heart of awakening, I take refuge in the Buddhas all. In the Dharma and assembly of Bodhisattvas too I take refuge. Just as all Sugatas of the past brought to birth the mind of awakening, and in each and every training of Bodhisattvas step by step did dwell. Just so for the benefit of beings I too bring to birth awakened mind. And in each and every training thus, step by step, I'll train myself like so. Till I reach the heart of awakening, I take refuge in the Buddhas all. In the Dharma and assembly of Bodhisattvas too, I take refuge. Just as all Sugatas of the past brought to birth the mind of awakening, and in each and every training of Bodhisattvas step by step did dwell. Just so for the benefit of beings, I too bring to birth awakened mind. And in each and every training thus, step by step, I'll train myself like so. Till I reach the heart awakening, I take refuge in the Buddhas all. In the Dharma and assembly of Bodhisattvas too, I take refuge. Just as all Sugatas of the past, and in each and every training of Bodhisattvas step by step did dwell. Just so for the benefit of beings, I too bring to birth awakened mind. And in each and every training thus, step by step, I'll train myself like so. In the Buddha, Dharma, and assembly excellent, I take refuge till I come to full awakening. By the merit of my deeds like generosity, may I achieve Buddhahood for beings' benefit. In the Buddha, Dharma, and assembly excellent, I take refuge till I come to full awakening. By the merit of my deeds like generosity, may I achieve Buddhahood for beings' benefit. In the Buddha, Dharma, and assembly excellent, I take refuge till I come to full awakening. By the merit of my deeds like generosity, may I achieve Buddhahood for beings' benefit. May all mother sentient beings equal to space have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free of suffering and the cause of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness free of suffering. May they abide in equanimity, free of attachment and aversion to near and far. May all mother sentient beings equal to space have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free of suffering and the cause of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness free of suffering. May they abide in equanimity, free of attachment and aversion to near and far. May all mother sentient beings equal to space have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free of suffering and the cause of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness free of suffering. May they abide in equanimity, free of attachment and aversion to near and far. By prostrating, offering, and confessing thus, by rejoicing, urging, supplicating too, any little virtue that I have amassed, all I dedicate for full awakening. This ground daubed with fragrant water and with flowers strewn is adorned by Meru four lands, by sun and moon. Seeing this to be a Buddha field, I offer it. May all beings experience this utterly pure land. Om Guru Ratna Mandala Pudza Mega Samudra Saparana Samaye. Om. Now the little blue book together. Homage to Lokeshvara. I pay constant homage through my three doors to my supreme teacher and protector, Chenrezig, who, while seeing all phenomena and lack coming and going, makes single-minded effort for the good of living beings. Perfect Buddha's source of all well-being and happiness arise from accomplishing the excellent teachings. And this depends on knowing the practices. So I will explain the practices of bodhisattvas. Having gained this rare ship of freedom and fortune, here think and meditate unwaveringly night and day in order to free yourself and others from the ocean of cyclic existence. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Attached up like water, hating your enemies, you burn like fire. In the darkness of confusion, you forget what to adopt and discard. Give up your homeland. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. By avoiding bad objects, disturbing emotions gradually decrease. Without distraction, virtuous activities naturally increase. With clarity of mind, conviction in the teachings arises. Cultivate seclusion. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Loved ones who have long kept company will part. Wealth created with difficulty will be left behind. Consciousness, the guest, will leave the guest house of the body. Let go of this life. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. When you keep their company, your three poisons increase. Your activities of hearing, thinking, and meditating decline, and they make you lose the love and compassion. Give up bad friends. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. When you rely on them, your faults come to an end, and your good qualities grow like the waxing moon. Cherish spiritual teachers even more than your own body. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Bound himself in the jail of cyclic existence, what worldly god can give you protection? Therefore, when you seek refuge, take refuge in the three jewels which will not betray you. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. The subduer said, all the unbearable suffering of bad rebirths is the fruit of wrongdoing. Therefore, even at the cost of your own life, never do wrong. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Like dew on the tip of a blade of grass, pleasures of the three worlds last only a while and then vanish. Aspire to the never-changing supreme state of liberation. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. When your mothers, who've loved you since time without beginning, are suffering, what use is your own happiness? Therefore, to free limitless living beings, develop the altruistic intention. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. All suffering comes from the wish for your own happiness. Perfect Buddhas are born from the thought to help others. Therefore, exchange your own happiness for the suffering of others. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Even if someone, out of strong desire, steals all your wealth or has it stolen, dedicate to him your body, possessions, and all your virtue, past, present, and future. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Even if someone tries to cut off your head when you haven't done the slightest thing wrong, out of compassion, take all his misdeeds upon yourself. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Even if someone broadcasts all kinds of unpleasant remarks about you throughout the 3,000 worlds, in return, with a loving mind, speak of his good qualities. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Though someone may deride and speak bad words about you in a public gathering, looking on him as a spiritual teacher, bow to him with respect. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Even if a person for whom you've cared like your own child regards you as an enemy, cherish him specially like a mother does her child who is stricken with sickness. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. If an equal or inferior person disparages you out of pride, place him as you would your spiritual teacher with respect on the crown of your head. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Though you lack what you need and are constantly disparaged, afflicted by dangerous sickness and spirits, without discouragement, take on the misdeeds and the pain of all living beings. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Though you become famous and many bow to you, and you gain riches to equal Vaishravanas, see that worldly fortune is without essence and be unconceited. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. While the enemy of your own anger is unsubdued, though you conquer external foes, they will only increase. Therefore, with the militia of love and compassion, subdue your own mind. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Sensual pleasures, like salt water, the more you indulge, the more thirst increases. Abandon at once those things which breed clinging attachment. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Whatever appears is your own mind. Your mind from the start was free from fabricated extremes. Understanding this, do not take to mind inherent signs of subject and object. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. When you encounter attractive objects, though they seem beautiful like a rainbow in summer, don't regard them as real and give up attachment. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. All forms of suffering are like a child's death in a dream. Holding illusory appearances to be true makes you weary. Therefore, when you meet with disagreeable circumstances, see them as illusory. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. When those who want enlightenment must give even their body, there is no need to mention external things. Therefore, without hope for return or any fruition, give generously. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Without ethics, you can't accomplish your own well-being, so wanting to accomplish others is laughable. Therefore, without worldly aspirations, safeguard your ethical discipline. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. To bodhisattvas who want a wealth of virtue, those who harm are like a precious treasure. Therefore, towards all, cultivate patience without hostility. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Seeing, even hearers and solitary realizers who accomplish only their own good, strive as if to put out a fire on their head. For the sake of all beings, make enthusiastic effort. the source of all good qualities. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Understanding that disturbing emotions are destroyed by special insight with calm abiding. Cultivate concentration which surpasses the four formless absorptions. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Since the five perfections without wisdom cannot bring perfect enlightenment, along with skillful means, cultivate the wisdom which does not conceive the three spheres as real. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. If you don't examine your own errors, you may look like a practitioner but not act as one. Therefore, always examining your own errors, rid yourself of them. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. If, through the influence of disturbing emotions, you point out the faults of another bodhisattva, you yourself are diminished. So don't mention the faults of those who have entered the great vehicle. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Reward and respect cause us to quarrel, make hearing, thinking, and meditation decline. For this reason, give up attachment to the households, friends, relations, and benefactors. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Harsh words disturb the minds of others and cause deterioration in a bodhisattva's conduct. Therefore, give up harsh words which are unpleasant to others. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Habitual disturbing emotions are hard to stop through counteractions. Armed with antidotes, the guards of mindfulness and mental alertness destroy disturbing emotions like attachment at once as soon as they arise. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. In brief, whatever you are doing, ask yourself, what's the state of my mind? With constant mindfulness and mental alertness, accomplish others' good. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. To remove suffering of limitless beings, understanding the purity of the three spheres, dedicate the virtue for making such effort to enlightenment. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. For all who want to train on the bodhisattva path, I have written the 30 practices of bodhisattvas, following what has been said by the excellent ones on the meaning, sutras, tantras, and treatises, and to scholars. Owing to my poor intelligence and lack of learning, I've relied on the sutras and the words of the excellent, so I think these bodhisattva practices are without error. However, as the great deeds of bodhisattvas are hard to fathom for one of my poor intelligence, I beg the excellent to forgive all faults, such as contradictions and non sequiturs. Through the virtue from this, may all living beings gain the ultimate and conventional altruistic intention, and thereby become like the protector Chenrezig, who dwells in neither extreme, not in the world nor in peace. It can be, Buddhism is rich in that we say it has 84,000 different methods that deal with the 84,000 different categories of delusion that all of us are carrying around. Speaking of myself. So sometimes, all this display, each color has meaning, each figure has meaning. And then behind that, there's traditions that have honed out the truth of these matters. If you read the story of the Buddha, it's really helpful to do that. There's tremendous sacrifice that he made and tremendous efforts. It's said that no one ever worked harder than he did. And coming to a place of absolute frustration. And in that frustration, in having exhausted himself, in his searching, in his openness, having exhausted himself, suddenly the method appeared to him. And in one night of meditation, but informed meditation, you might say, with all his obstacles having been pured away, he came to Buddhahood, complete omniscience. And then after spending 7 weeks around the tree where he came to his enlightenment, you can go to Bodh Gaya today, see the fourth generation of that actual tree, the fourth descendant, so to speak, of that actual tree. It's a huge religious fig, they call it, Bo tree, tree of awakening. He was approached by the great gods of India, Indra, to teach. And he hesitated. And to me, this is the greatest thing that we can have confidence in. He wasn't out
to build anything. He wasn't out to gain something for himself. He hesitated. Why? Because he said the delusion of human beings is very great. But the gods of India importuned him. You have to, because there are some who will benefit. And so he did. He did completely faithfully, for 40 years or whatever it was. And so this has come down to us. And now there was 1,500 years of intense cultural development by the most advanced society of the time, I believe, in India. I mean, you see the philosophical wrangling and talk and everything. India is remarkable in that way. 1,500 years they honed these teachings. That is what was transmitted to Tibet. Tibet had conquered Central Asia. Tibet had conquered the capital of China. The Tibetan's emperor wife was the daughter of the emperor of China. She brought a Buddha figure with her from China to Lhasa. It's still there today. You can go see it. So they transmitted the Tibetans over a period of like 300 range of Buddhist teachings as they existed at their peak of cultural development to Tibet. What does that mean for us? First of all, it's one of the great accomplishments of human history, but even in the universities, they don't know about it. You can find sutras, Buddhist teachings that are existed in Tibetan translation only, don't exist in the original Sanskrit. And sometimes they found one of these old Sanskrit texts, like in some dusty Tibetan monastery basement off in Western Tibet or something, and word by word, syllable by syllable. You'll see this when Khenpo teaches, syllable by syllable. There's all teaching there. And it's all can be relied on because we have 2,500 years of experience. You can have some degree of confidence. But if you're like me, I came to this not having any kind of knowledge or choice, really. It's kind of like what's left when you look around with a critical eye and you see the impermanence of everything, the impermanence of ourselves. So this self that we're so attached to is 100% going to die. And meanwhile, it's suffering all sorts of sufferings and dissatisfactions and everything. Is that the whole story? So if you go into this, and again, the Buddha hesitated to teach, it's not about blind faith, but rather these are methods. And it's so wonderfully structured so we can deal with it. One of Buddha's original disciples, a monk, was just getting nowhere in the self-liberation practice. We first go to self-liberation, then we go to the liberation of all beings, and then we go to wisdom. So you go in the right order, so to speak. It's necessary. But on the self-liberation teachings, one of his monks back in ancient India was having a hard time, was very frustrated. And the Buddha took a twine or rope and tied a knot. And then he tied another knot on top of that, and a knot, like 8 different knots. And he said, how do you undo this? You you want it undone, right? Yes. Did you start pulling at it? Is that going to do anything? No, it'll actually make it tighter. That's our situation as human beings. When we rely basically on our ego with these hidden motives of fear, wanting to be hostile towards people to push them away so I'm not threatened anymore, or just greed, wanting more and more and more, but we're revolving around something that doesn't exist. So it all goes nowhere. The Buddha said, no, you have to untie the outer knot, and then the next one, then the next one. There's an order to this. This is the greatness. What Tibetan Buddhism is Buddhism in its fullness as it came to Tibet in way, way, way long ago. And so what it means is, from my own limited experience, if you can find a teaching called Tibetan Buddhism, actually within Buddhism, you can find it within Tibetan Buddhism that works for you. But not necessarily the other way around. Some of the lineages are more narrow. Works great for people who have that kind of makeup, so to speak. So this can be overwhelming here. Someone comes to the Tibetan Buddhist Center and they see all these wild figures and what the hell? A naked female deity with a flame for hair and holding a skull cup filled with blood and a knife. How is that compassion? But it all boils down to the discovery of cause and effect. Rinpoche says Buddhism is just wisdom and compassion. It's just emptiness, the great truth of things as they really are, and cause and effect. Compassion is cause and effect. And the Buddhist cause and effect includes scientific cause and effect. You don't have to worry. But at the same time, it's something beyond that. It's more than one lifetime. It's more than one limited understanding. But we are Buddhas. We just don't know it. It's covered up. So these are methods to your own lotus to open up, to flower. And you can have some confidence because it's been working for 2,700 years. The problem is there's an Indian story about it said when a pickpocket meets a saint, all he sees are pockets. Our mind, our conventional mind is a filter. We're filtering, and we know this biologically. This is how we've evolved. We filter out the stuff that isn't a threat to us or that will enhance us. We have a limited understanding. We're hardwired that way. But that hardwiring is only part of the program. Our mind is vaster than our wiring. So Buddhism happily encourages doubt, not skepticism of the type that is actually a type of belief. I'm going to go out there and prove all these SOBs wrong. No, rather it's like someone who's trying to learn from a great scholar or something. I don't know everything that professor knows. Maybe he has some things that are wrong, but I'm open to learning. And the great ones then eventually, go farther. Someone, I think Einstein said, if I'm not mistaken, he said that he felt like he was standing on the shore of a vast ocean when he was comparing himself to Newton. So there has to be a certain kind of humility. It starts out with renunciation. In Tibet, they say it's emerging from the swamp. Renunciation, it means we're renouncing all our non-virtues. And then there's the state of learning, where you're actually analyzing on these things to make your understanding more stable. And then you test it, so to speak, or enhance it with meditation. Meditation in Tibet is gom. It means grow accustomed to, and not just crossing your legs, but you've learned something, you've analyzed it, and now you start to put it into your life. Forgive all the time I'm taking, but just to give you one example, we had a psychiatrist who years ago was a member here. And he told me that his mother lived out of town. And as psychiatrists can do, he would call his mother and he would always get in a fight with his mother on the phone. He had some sort of Freudian issue, I'm sure. But nonetheless, he had been coming to the Dharma Center for 6 months, and he had learned that, patience, you have to practice patience. Patience is wisdom. He was on with his mother on the phone, and he was yelling and screaming at her. And in the middle of one of his screams, it occurred to him, I'm supposed to be practicing patience. But what he noted is that his screaming continued. Our habits are so strong, they dominate us. We are colonized by all our stupidity. In fact, we even make offerings to our stupidity. That's how bad we are. But although his action went on, the ice had been broken. It wasn't 100% hatred of his mother anymore. There was 99%. And he was realizing, So we cultivate that wisdom aspect, and that can grow. And it takes confidence because you have to go through the ups and downs, but it's there. Okay, sorry for all the words, but I wanted to give people an idea of why we brought Khenpo here. Because the important thing is lineage. This isn't something that some charismatic guy thought up, or even good things that people are doing. That's all fine. But this is a lineage that's been preserved for all these years. Khenpo was fully trained, 12 years in the highest academic position of a Tibetan monk. So they memorize everything. They know it by heart. And then teaching. So he's been teaching at our main monastery. This is really, really wonderful. Why? Because it's something you can rely on. You can have differences. That's fine. And the other thing about lineage is when it's more than just one little place, one person, you have ways of comparing. So you start seeing what's personality and what's common dharma. This is extremely helpful. It's like having a department of physics as opposed to just one random guy, homeless guy teaching physics on the street who may be enlightened. You don't know. Okay, so sorry, Khenpo. I got so wordy this morning, but somehow I thought it might be good.
Is cause and effect commonly what we understand as karma?
He can teach. It's cause and effect karma, he's saying.
Either one.
Either one. Karma's action. Yeah. It's certainly cause and effect.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Khenpo.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, no, perfect. Okay. Trudy, I think so. Everybody read email? Huh? How many people read? Okay, perfect. So what is today then?
Protectors.
Well, no, I mean teaching topic regularly. Huh?
Q&A. Question and answers.
For this short word, what is it?
Q&A.
Q&A. That's wonderful.
Chop everything up. So it's okay.
That's interesting. Good to know that. Because we don't have much time to explain. Just only 2 letters, Q and A. Yeah, that's wonderful, easy, everything. Yeah, really, everything like, wonderful AI kind of. Okay, yeah, today, this Sunday, I was thinking and choice, give the chance our Sangha to kind of discuss or answer questions. For more clarify what you have listened or heard or practiced, if there are any confusions or doubts, hesitations about your practice, about your Dharma knowledge, about your study things. So if we, clarify through the answer of questions and more easy to keep in the mind and more clear your understanding, this helps rather continues every Sunday teaching. You have not enough to think about that, so that is a reason that today we just put there for opportunity to ask me your questions, and I will try to give the answer, whether the correct answer or not, whatever we see. Okay, ready?
If you would be so kind as to wait for the microphone if you have a question. And if you're on YouTube, you can add your question in the chat box.
Usually everybody's shy. So the people on YouTube, you have an advantage because no one can see you asking your question. Feel free to go at it.
Okay. So Frank just had mentioned how the 2 main tenets of Buddhism are wisdom and compassion, and said compassion equals cause and effect. I mean, can you kind of extrapolate or teach further on how compassion equals karma or cause and effect? How those 2 are synonymous or the same?
Your question is Bala, right?
Yeah.
because
I
your
guess maybe it
quotation.
is.
Right.
No, your
Well, I don't know. I
quotation-
mean, but Frank
I
said
mean-
it, but I don't, are you in agreement with what Frank
No,
said?
it
Yeah,
doesn't
right.
matter. But your sibling says so. Therefore, so what Bala says, and the Bala can give answer
Okay.
because his idea.
That's true.
You
His
understand?
idea, so we'll let him.
And somebody ideas, I cannot give answer what their thing. So therefore, I just prefer Bala. Go ahead and give
And that's an
answer.
excellent point. What Kempo's making an excellent point, because why do you have someone go to school for 12 years in this extreme rigorous learning that they do? You can read about the Dalai Lama's education, for instance. I mean, why do they do that? Because they're getting it down correctly, what has worked. Now, on top of that, what do we have in the West? We have people like all of us who have taken some sort of inspiration. And there's problems with English because words have loaded meanings. Compassion is one, for instance. You know, Buddhist compassion is with, usually in English they put it with a capital C, because it's more than just the small compassion. Just I feel your pain. That's an aspect of it for sure. But you're talking about removing people from suffering and removing the causes of suffering. So that kind of compassion is with a capital C. And underneath it, it is wisdom. It is not just feeling, it's wisdom. It's based on reality, but a reality that largely we don't see. We're just throwing ideas on top of ideas, experiencing ideas. We're going around and around and around and around and around. So when I say something, if it resonates, that's good. But don't rely. It says don't rely on what somebody else says, but only your own experience after your investigation. You check it with the teachings. But that's exactly why we brought Khenpo here. Because when, say, Gretchen and I are gone, we need something to rely on. And we all have the challenge of just organizations and all of that kind of stuff. And so the greatness of us having Khenpo here, why we've done all of this, why we've even plugged into a lineage at all, it all just happened naturally. It wasn't anyone thinking out, this is how it should be. But we want to have something that can rely on. So if I say something, and it's happened, I've said things that have pissed people off, people have left. No doubt about it. But that's a big mistake. We're in a wonderful position of saying, you don't like what I said, ask Khenpo. If you don't like what he's saying, ask Gar Rinpoche. If it's really bothering you, you can go to Arizona and ask Gar Rinpoche. If it's really bothering you, he says, you can go to India and ask His Holiness Chetsang Rinpoche. Then you can ask the Dalai Lama. When you do that kind of investigation, if you're sincere, you're going to, because we're dealing with reality. This isn't some sort of thing that's just some sort of, here, you need to believe this. Put a Tibetan shirt on and then suddenly you're smart. Not like that. It's not like that. But nonetheless, there we go.
Well, I guess I just want to understand the concept better. I mean, Khenpo, do you agree with that? I mean, I guess the idea that compassion is cause and effect, because I just don't have a full understanding of that. And so I guess in your teachings, in your education, is that what you've learned as well?
Well, in general, everything, all the phenomena is cause and effect. You understand? Of course, your compassion, the first second your compassion is cause of your second compassion. As your first instant compassion. For example, this morning, if you feel some compassion, the first compassion is the cause of the next compassion. You understand? Huh? So therefore, cause and effect, just whatever we understand, this is just very, very gross level. And very, very, what is called, um, the subtle and gross,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Very, very, how to say, um, just for little bit knowledge, whatever we talk in daily life, cause and effect. So really, we need to understand the cause and the effect. We need to study every single instant.
Mm.
Instant. You know instant,
Instant. Yeah.
right? One instant, second instant, third instant. So therefore, compassion is cause and effect definitely. And also here, important thing is we need to know what is definition of the compassions.
Mhm.
Many people are talking about compassion, but they don't really recognize what is the compassion real,
Mhm.
right? If we completely understand the compassions, and then easy to practice. You understand what I mean? So therefore, compassion, sometimes people mix up compassion with attachment.
Mhm.
And sometimes compassion, people with how to mix up compassion, something sympathies, and feel pity, mercies for those things. Those are just for temporary feeling as a
Mhm.
kind of or part of compassion, but not really real compassions. You understand? So in general, we all sentient beings have compassion naturally, inherently, and objectively. That's for sure. The compassion is not a matter of the religions. Whether you're believer or not, it doesn't really matter. You have compassion naturally, right? But unfortunately, we don't have great compassions.
Mhm.
So therefore, Buddhist idea or Buddha knows if you practice compassion, your compassion will be improved. And then become it's called the great compassions. Right? So the great compassion here every Sunday morning we just pray. All mother sentient beings, what to say? Be free from suffering and cause of suffering. So that kind of wishing or store your feeling or your wish or your mind, your intention, and engaging things is called the great compassions. For example, if you go downtown, you see something difficult peoples like homeless and jobless and very what is called like how to say poverty peoples. Your feel is unbearable feeling. You just you want to give for some food. But here many people says don't give money. I don't know. I have no idea because they will buy the drugs, something alcohol could be. But you have many different ways to help them. Right? There's no excuse. So therefore, you just stop the car and give the food like sandwich, hamburgers, so many things there, and how to say the chips,
Chips.
whatever they need, and water bottles, really. And then that's real put into the practice. And then one time, like one meals, you feed them for full stomach, and then really you can say I am compassionate. You understand? So that compassion is caused real cause, next time your real impact is compassion again. And then your compassion is getting stronger. Today you feed two poor people, like jobless and homeless and sick people. Tomorrow, probably you can be able to feed three people. So what is different yesterday and today? If you concern, if you really focus on your compassion to improve, every single moment improve your compassion. So therefore, first it cause, and second is effect. So you understand what I mean? Huh? So therefore, we always pray here that makes us in general really come out real actions. So everybody very smart enough to understand how can get free from sufferings, like suffering, the starving sufferings. You understand what I mean? If they're not enough clothing in the winter time, and they're getting cold sufferings, many different sufferings. So how we can have them? If you have real compassion, you have everyday opportunity to have them. If we do, right? So that is your practice. I mean, according to Buddhists, or according to your great human beings, with the great secular ethics and wonderful humanity, person has wonderful mentality. You understand what I mean? So therefore, this kind of compassion is genuine compassion. That is unconditional compassion. If you have today like 2 meals for poor people, jobless people, you don't have any expectation tomorrow they will give me something. So that compassion is real compassion. So we have to recognize that kind of compassion we have right now. Then what we need to do is we need to improve. We need to make stronger. Regardless of situations and regardless of your wealth or your money, whatever you have, you just want to give them. So therefore, 37 practice, it says, exchange your happiness and others' suffering. If you have only $100, if you see there 3 poor peoples, if you give the $100, you change. Tomorrow's their suffering, you will get their suffering because your $100, you have only $100, you give for them. You sacrificed, your sufferings will become. You never think yourself, it's okay, I'm okay. I have so many friends. I have house. I have inside so many lots of food. Okay, I need $200 to give them. They don't have anything. Unbelievable. Think that way. That is real Buddhist practitioner. In general, reality, good person or good people. You are so wonderful. You are regardless, you Buddhist or you are Christianity, you are Muslim. Doesn't really matter. You are top of the person and on the world. That's for sure. You understand what I mean? So this is reality. Okay, good enough. I think so. Maybe George and I saw said time.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Say it. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know, just,
No. You got already permission. No need to say a question.
oh, I didn't want to steal George's thunder.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just had a question that was just, I struggle with understanding emptiness is not nothing.
Well, good question. Not only you, many people very struggle with the emptiness. So there are 2 different things to struggle. Some will not really study, not interested in like genre. They don't really study, and then they always struggle. You understand? So one person like that, and other people, they study, still they're going to deep understanding, and they're more struggle. So I don't know which one you are, but the best thing is both of people need to study more and more and meditate. Then definitely will be good there, will be achieved there. That's for sure. So, but yes, recently I mentioned there are two different kind of doubts, right? While the Vajakala adoption, I teach here two different types, the doubts or hesitations. One of them is called the meaningful doubt, and one is called the meaningless doubt. You understand what I mean? So therefore, if your doubt about emptiness is meaningless doubt, that's very risky to turn around. You have to have meaningful doubt. If you have meaningful doubt about emptiness, you never give up, keep going steady, listening and hearing and reading. And at the same time, wherever you get free time, you do the contemplation things about emptiness. And then if you get time early morning before you drive, and like 5 minutes going to meditate before you start walk about emptiness. And then 100% sure we're talking about cause and effect, right? So day-to-day life, your comprehension will be really, really, really improved. So emptiness and interdependence, those is a complicated subject. So we have to have really great comprehension. In general, the school and the university teachers talking about, okay, today's reading comprehension test, right? You heard that? Right? So that is really, really important for whatever. So only way to get free from suffering through the study, through the contemplation, and through the meditation. Only 3 ways, no other way. If you have million and billion dollars, no chance to get free from suffering. If you don't study, if you don't contemplate, if you don't meditate. That's for killing. That's obviously we can say each other. No need to ask anybody. No need to ask any Google, ChatGPT and YouTube, and so AI. There's no answer for this thing. So answer only we know: study, read, listen, and try to hear, and contemplation. Important. Contemplation means making sure. Everybody daily life talk, I need to make sure. Right? You need to make sure what the Buddha said, what is reality. Whatever Buddha told, Buddha said, the reality situation. So we need to know reality situation. So if we completely understand the reality of the phenomena, so we already got free from suffering, that's for sure. So why we every day with struggling, challenging, and the sufferings, complicated, so many troubles, right? Difficulties, mornings later, but better, but evening already down. Every day happening like this around the world. Not only are circling, everywhere same thing. in general. So all those, because we don't really realize reality situation. So therefore, we are always confused. And we are many things, it's just darkness. So right? So therefore, you daily, whatever you get something unhappy, sad, if you think you don't know much about that. Even we get sick, we don't know what is cause. Right? If somebody you show attitude or something, and we don't know why they do like that.
Hmm.
So those are called the ignorance. And some is really, really big problems, so we don't know what is going on there. What is wrong? Therefore, we something happen, we first question, what is wrong with you? Because we don't know what is wrong with you. Therefore, we get confusions, and then therefore we got sufferings. So therefore, study, contemplating, and meditating, whatever, not only for Buddhism, whatever you need to do these things. And then you can solve the problem by yourself. Okay. Oh, what did you? Okay. Any question?
Is that on? I'm going to pass because it was a pretty academic question. But I will say that I love the idea of thinking of compassion as an action word versus as something that we feel, but also something that we do. And I am reminded that my compassion is not limited to giving food, but my compassion also extends to helping create situations and organizations that will make it so that person doesn't have to be on the street asking for food, but can actually be self-sufficient. So compassion is not just giving the sandwich for the day, but actually creating life situations so that people can arise out of the situation that they're in. That's all.
Can I see if I got this correctly, Khenpo? All right, so through the wisdom of understanding that cause and effect is how reality is created, that cause and effect of compassion, that compassion becomes a foundation of endless happiness for me personally because of cause and effect. If I go out and I'm compassionate in the world, I help other people. The side effect is that my life becomes amazing. Is that correct?
Well, compassion is compassion.
I know I said it like that, but I wanted to really get it across.
Compassion is become compassion. Compassion is not become loving kindness. You understand what I mean?
Yes. I do.
Compassion is become compassion.
Right on.
And compassion become is compassion.
So you're just filled with compassion
How
continuously.
become stronger and stronger if they change.
Okay.
Okay?
Right on.
Compassion never become the bodhicitta.
Right.
Always is different.
Okay.
And the compassion not become impossible to become the loving kindness. All those three things is different.
Very good. Very good.
You understand?
Yeah.
And
Do they
you
compound?
have really great compassion daily life
Yeah.
or loving kindness, right?
Yeah.
You are become the better person, but same rogo.
Thank
You understand?
Yeah,
Yesterday
sadly, I
rogo,
don't want to be the
tomorrow
same
it's
rogo.
rogo
Yeah,
still,
right on.
unless the people change your name.
Thank you.
So we
Thank you.
can change, but you getting better, the better person and the day-to-day life.
Very nice.
Because your mind, loving kindness and compassion is getting better and better,
Yeah.
and getting stronger and stronger. Loving kindness and stronger, the next loving kindness.
So the bodhicitta, the
bodhicitta.
they're right on Sanskrit.
So
sorry.
therefore,
the
here-
loving kindness and the compassion are like three
Right.
pillars to a stool that
Right.
support the
Right.
the individual going towards Buddhahood.
Right. So
Okay.
therefore, Lord Jigten Somgön said, I just quoted, you know, 4 immeasurables.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Thanks to Keen. Yes. Thank
Huh?
you, Keen. You've been doing that for me for years.
You know, right?
Thank you. Yes, I do.
So Lord Jigten Somgön said, the 4 immeasurable is essence of the Buddha.
Right. Makes sense. Yes.
So therefore, who has real, genuine 4 immeasurables? Only Buddha has.
Right. That makes sense. Yes.
So therefore, that means, so we have right now kind of 4 immeasurable, but I don't know immeasurable or not, but we have compassion, loving kindness, and how to say joyful,
Right.
or economic. I don't think economic is much people, but
Right.
we have less,
Yeah,
whatever.
it's very small, but it's
We
there,
have
yes.
sense of feeling.
I just
Right.
want my
I mean,
cookie
sense
right
of
now.
feeling. Yes. When we're talking, we remember. That's we enough. You understand? When
Yes.
we're talking about 4 immeasurables, we remember 4 immeasurables. That's we can tell we have. You understand what I mean?
I do,
So
I
therefore,
do.
whatever these 4 immeasurables, the ultimate 4 immeasurable, only Buddha has. So you think, so this is really easy. You just reflect on that 4 immeasurables.
Okay.
First, you need to know what does mean immeasurable, right? And the second thing, you need to know object of the measure. You understand? So
That one I
we
need
just
some clarification
like
on.
clothing people measure like tall and size, right? Measure, right? How much inches, huh? Right? Inches
Right.
and feet.
Right.
I don't think what they say.
Inches
And
works.
the pounds,
Yeah.
kilometers, right?
Right.
We measure. So these moment talking immeasurable, right?
Yes.
So we need to think that way,
Mhm.
like immeasurable loving kindness, immeasurable compassion. So then we need to really know your compassion is immeasurable or measurable.
Well, mine's
Then
very
you will
measurable right
understand
now,
that you
yeah.
are compassionate and not. So, for example, first the object of the practice and our family. So your loving kindness and compassion good enough your family?
Probably
Or
not.
And your relatives and your friend around you.
Yeah, thank you.
So then you will understand what if you good enough, wonderful, what then you think you be proud for yourself, not pride. Be proud.
Right.
Okay. Well, this is such my compassion, loving kindness is really, as Buddha mentioned, you know.
Yes.
So
yes,
that
absolutely.
makes you really next to your practice stronger.
Thank you.
So that is cause and effect next to your practice.
Thank you
and
for
more
defining proud
courage.
and pride too, by the way. That's
And
good.
then you feel like more excited. We
Yes.
say if there's some event, in some movies it comes and some clothings comes to market like new iPhone, people say I'm so excited to buy. Right?
Yeah.
So similar, when you really understand your loving kindness, compassion is genuine, and then you're so excited, more practice.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
That is a very good point.
Thank you. Khenpo.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Or maybe at minutes. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, yeah, you are new to the special. Go ahead, question.
Khenpo, one of my favorite Buddhist teachings is always on bodhicitta. And since this is my dad's first time at a center, I would love for you to offer a few words on bodhicitta for him, which is where I first understood it. It's from my dad.
Come again.
Could you say a few words on bodhicitta?
Okay, I got it.
for a first timer.
Right. Okay, yeah, now I got it. Thank you. Easy to understand in English word. The altruistic intention.
Altruistic intention.
It's good enough for a little while. Your practice. So real bodhicitta are two different meanings. The one is I'll give you for examples and the more easy. Wishing all sentient beings to be the Buddha world. You're wishing every day, your intention, and you're only thanking for all sentient beings to be the enlightenment and world. So for that, whatever you're doing things, you're talking things, you're, physically, mentally, whatever you do in day-to-day life for benefit for others. Also, there are two different types, the relative bodhicitta. It's called the wishing bodhicitta and the engaging bodhicitta. You understand? So wishing bodhicitta, you're wishing every day all sentient beings to be happiness and cause of happiness, be free from suffering, also one thing. Also, you only want all sentient beings become the enlightenment. That is one thing. Okay? And second thing, for that, you do whatever you do, the practice for benefit for others. So this is a genuine bodhicitta and genuine bodhisattva's practice. Also, I would really recommend it to you. So you also read this 37 practice. Here, all things is only bodhisattva's practice. If we can be able to practice as this green symbol box says, we are definitely wonderful bodhisattva. That's for sure. You don't need to say, I'm bodhisattva. Everybody realizes you are real bodhisattvas. Right? But most human beings, they're reading this every day, but doing is, I'm not saying like that. So this is just individual matter. So what do we need to do? So therefore, engaging bodhicitta and wishing bodhicitta. Or some in the translation says, aspiration bodhicitta and what is called action bodhicitta. Right? So whatever you're doing for praying being all the sentient beings to be enlightenment, to become Buddha, right? So if you think that way, become Buddha means you no need to think only one person. Okay, Buddha means name of the title or possessions. The real Buddha and the word enlightenment is the same meaning. That Buddha means not only one person. Okay, many people, Buddha means like one person.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So therefore, Buddhists in the prayer, they never say everybody become Buddhist. You understand? If Buddhist is a person or people. So their prayer always, everybody, all sentient beings, be free from suffering and be, to get enlightenment. Enlightenment is object of the ultimate reality. So whether you are Buddhist or Christianity, Muslim, doesn't matter. You need to get enlightenment. That means unsuffering area. Huh?
Mhm.
Without the suffering area.
Without suffering.
We need that, right? Huh? You need or not? Everybody need, really. Yeah, everybody need. There's no question. So therefore, the good question, your bodhicitta, to get enlightenment, the best way or best your vehicle, right? Vehicle. Your
Vehicle.
BMW
Yeah.
or your helicopter, right? And your Apple United, whatever, American Airlines, which one you need. But best vehicle to get there is bodhicitta. This is my point. Right? And they keep question by yourself. You want to go there and practice bodhicitta. You no need to ask, where is Lama, where is teacher, where is the computer? No need. If you want to be free from suffering, practice bodhicitta. If you want to make your family very, very happy, practice bodhicitta. If you really want to make your neighbors, your countries, your states, your cities want to make happy, practice bodhicitta. If you want to be happy day to day, you're practicing bodhicitta. Bodhicitta makes happy other. Bodhicitta makes happy yourself. That's for sure. No doubt. Right? Thank you. Sorry. Now just only 5 minutes break. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll ring a bell. Tea break if you can.
Tea break, yeah.
If you
Enjoy
can grab
coffee or
some
tea.
hot
And
tea.
you can bring here.
Right. Right.
But I've been to a Zen center in Chicago and I know they're very, their meditation is like looking at the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Setting up that shelter, and your eyes open. I mean, the idea is all about.
Yeah, well, there's so much here.
I never
Actually, I mean, I lost it.
done, well, I mean, I guess I could go with it, but the doctor.
I've been doing this for 2 years. You're not having a meeting with us.
Yeah, I used to do. I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, it's the best way to
Yeah.
validate it.
Well, this is, I
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is I only use email, and I forgot to bring my iPad.
Oh,
yeah. I didn't, I read these, but I still forgot.
All right, Keen, I don't even know where the candles are. I do not. I always see them lighting them. They don't know where they are. Okay.
You got it, and then we can light it.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at that. Perfect. Yeah.
You're really trying to be focused and you're not trying to be really still and focused.
I think
So that
Ben,
is.
did you get yours?
Look at that.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, that's right.
so I got the appraisal back.
And you just like, you know, you really expect that something. But, you know, like right now we're in our practice, somewhat similar
But it's basically. So it helps with so I mean, it's outside, so 12 minutes to start. So getting here, so coming inside. That's what I said. So it's not anything like the house that we worked on before. Only a couple nights. So yeah, all right. Yeah, I haven't tried. Yeah.
Oh my God, no, is that real?
That'd be awesome.
All right, okay.
So some good rides in the property. Should be one.
I think
Yeah,
actually,
but I didn't get- Frank's my guy.
actually through.
But he made it
So much.
Yeah. Three times a night.
He shows up. We're in the same area. We have such a rigid right now. And view.
It's a literal miracle. I've been looking for the reason. And I sold my van, so I have money. It's just everything.
I love the juice.
Did you see this one?
No.
Yeah, take a look because they came out, I think, after he passed away.
I don't know where someone gave it to me. Years ago.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, cruise it through a little bit. Find it. You surviving?
Yeah. Basically, she's like,
Yeah.
how should I sit? Because it's like killer on my life.
Right.
You know?
Well, no problem sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
Because it's not fundamentally.
Yeah.
The postures are actually inwardly induced. Most of it is just
doctors here that do all this
because it's in the back straight.
psychic energy, and they understand it all. And you just start getting better at that, but you can start up again. But there's a miracle in her chance that you just want your body heal, which is.
And I emphasize you guys.
I'm gonna try.
You see this?
I'm gonna try it.
It's like how that's so
I wanna
crazy.
get.
My first 5 minutes of it. I was immediately.
Oh, I got all of those.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing, yeah.
Yeah,
But only it's different.
yeah, but absolutely.
Yeah.
The thing you don't want to do is you see the trick. This is the great thing about it. I start seeing the
We will
tricks
have,
in
we'll have
yourself
to exchange.
and how we
Oh, yeah,
use
yeah, I
it.
forgot that it was.
Because I went through these years.
Oh, yeah, I will.
I just like myself.
Yeah.
For physical
Yeah.
training. Like I should,
Thank
it should be
you.
this. If I were a person, it would be this. No, actually, it's a chance.
Ben, you have perfect voucher hospital.
Not too far. So the
I know you got up
they
today.
had one month we was having trouble with meditation. And he said, well, what do you do before you do
How
that?
does it just feel better?
Or you play. I played
Are
this.
you in pain?
Okay, then when you
Are you
tighten
just
it,
like, amazing?
how do you just turn my strength way, 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 way tight?
How long does it take you to get that perfect?
About 2 weeks, no, no sound at all.
I probably see.
That's us and everything.
How long does it take you to
It's
get
good
to
to
that
have a
level?
little discomfort. But you can actually have experiences in meditation, some of these
Now
now.
still doesn't.
And it can really be kind of liberating because you realize.
That's fine. I can do it. Oh my God. Like to be able to sit like you do. Steffi's sitting all day long in that one
But
position.
yet somehow, there's something about the mind that doesn't have physical.
And
So
you
if
ever want
you
to
just
do
for a moment, you can have it all the time, it's like when you sneeze. You know, you can have a migraine headache when you sneeze. The pain's gone then. We're never really, that's the real thing. So if you just or move around.
I'd like to do it, but again, when I'm in India, my friends, they get, but it's amazing. You get in it, and you float above it kind of deal, and it works. And then there's someone watching you, and every time you go through them, they yell at you, but it's amazing. I mean, those are the people that have to talk about mindfulness. or if you have a sitter. But the ones out west, that's where I wanted to go.
What do you ask me a question about?
Go on, yeah, go on, yeah, that kind of stuff. But going to India is like the real deal. I mean, just like what Abu did for his,
Oh, it's like this.
he sat for 8 days. And we're just like, whoa, you're the real deal. Yeah.
Sorry, just been drawn to the Jack Caroline. Yeah. Yeah, no, some of the.
Well, they asked me, and I was like, oh, I'm here, might as well try it. But no, I mean, I was expecting it, so I think if I wasn't expecting it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, where's my text?
Yeah. Architects.
Yeah, I don't know where's the.
Yeah. Everything got put away.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe Steffi?
She wrapped them up and put them.
Do you remember
Put them
where's
somewhere.
my textbook?
Yes, I do know.
Okay.
Would you like to second hand?
Uh-oh. Did they put mine away too? I got my music in there.
I don't think we took all your stuff. We have boxes of things
I know.
from every year.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. Good. All right. Okay.
You have them?
I do. Thank you.
You have all the files?
Yeah. Yeah, I have both. Thank you.
We all just start pouring tea?
Thank you. Tremendous story. We'll have to produce it for folks because it's very inspiring. My daughter actually wrote her master's thesis in college, Achi Turkey Droma. But nonetheless, so there are protectors. And what does this mean? It means that there are, you might say, powers that we're able to use for the protection of the Dharma, for the protection of our own practice, for removing obstacles. And so Tibetans are very strong instance because they recognize the difficulties of life, as we all do. But so this is a protector practice for Achi Turkey Droma. We'll do this morning. It has visualizations, and these are symbolic tea offerings. So we're offering for the benefit of all beings, which includes ourselves, and people can make specific prayers as they like silently to themselves too. But it's this wonderful way in a Tibetan temple, and for that this morning, we'll go through the practice together. I might say too that Khenpo talking about the Bodhisattva path. Bodhisattva is one whose mind is bodhicitta, has the mind of enlightenment, awakening going on. It's the practice of the 6 perfections. This is what the Dalai Lama teaches publicly. The first of the transcendent perfections is the perfection of giving. And that's broken down into, giving dharma. A place like this is doing those things happening at once, but it is the path to Buddhahood, this kind of offering.
Okay. Just one thing's come into my mind. I want to tell you or say something, whatever. So this practice is a monthly practice, not daily, not weekly, but monthly for group practice. I mean, individual is depending your time and your mood. You know, mood, right? It's depending your mood and your time. If you have mood, you can practice immediately. Very easy, very, how to say, portable.
Portable.
Yeah, portable, everything, you know, like
Portable.
these things you can create around the traveling. Now it's such good, we are really good enough for fortunate. iPad, iPhone, everything. So what I mean here is, now so far we just offering for black tea, right? The best offering thing is, I think so, maybe wine and whiskey. Everybody loves alcohol. It's the same thing, you understand, but not beer.
Not beer.
Just need to make sure. So probably as much as we can, next month I will offer or sponsor wine. I don't know how much enough, depending on my wallet, right? Right. So, and then, like, how to say, voluntarily, right?
Voluntarily.
Voluntarily, if you offer next month, that next month, one small wine bottle or bigger or whatever, it's depending your mood and your money or your generous or your, you know, it's many different things, but you know, this is one thing. Offering is one part of generosity, and second thing, accumulation merit by yourself for everybody. This is not only for Dharma Center. This is not only for several peoples. That is, we making wish for all sentient beings to be successful without obstacles for things. So therefore, this is called the Dharma protector. Dharma protector means priority things, right?
Priority things.
Is you are Dharma practitioner. If you have any obstacles, if disaster things with you, the Apchi will protect to you because you are Dharma practitioner. If Apchi protect you, you can be able to practice nicely. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What is called chant, wishing all sentient beings to be successful, whatever they do. Like if somebody making travel around the world, if somebody going to do something, business big things, if somebody going to the big test, examinations, like engineers, like doctors, they have lots of stress for. And embracing and fear. So if we do the Apchi, for I give you example, if you really have big examination for whatever reasons, you get like higher diploma or certificate, right? And the examination is coming soon, next month. You have lots of stress for, right? In the morning wake up, you are really worried. need to read and need to study with the confusion. We don't know what this comes examination test, right? So if you practice the Apji and Mahakalas, what helps? When you're going to take tests like examination room, right? In the classroom or wherever. And firstly, you not be much nervous. That actually helps. You really have more confidence. Almost you there, you're very happy. You have confidence. Okay, today I got it. Something. Because that means actually helping you. And second thing, where you see, you read the questions, the paper, what is it called? A question paper. You understand question papers? And then you really easy to recognize. Oh, I realize this one. I recognize this question I have here. You're excited to write it down. A second help. And third one, if you're going to give the answer writing down, you're not mix up. I have some experience in India, Buddhism. Sometimes, the number one questions answer, I give the number threes. The answers. So that means I'm just really already lost. The teachers are very great, but they're not really compassionate. That's just a good thing. If I'm just please wait a minute. If I'm just if my examination is wrong, still they give me the grade.
Right.
That's not a good situation actually.
Not really compassion.
And then next time I'm not really study. Okay, whatever I'm just answered, that's good enough. I'm not really going to read. So therefore, we have experience. Probably you have. So those things very, very important. Many people, they memorize completely all the answers, but when going to there, they be nervous and they reading the question paper, they don't really see nicely. So if the job, great job and like PhD degree something, they're very nervous people, excited, and they're not really good. So many obstacles. So those very helpful. If you're making traveling around the world, your airplane is wonderful, not miss airplane. Second thing, not day late. Delayed, right?
Day late, not a day late.
And even so, you're not really confused in the big airport. You will understand next gate, everything successful without obstacles. We don't know, we just stay here. Many travelers, it's really, really problem. Somebody lost the luggage. You understand what I mean? And somebody is very issue the border. You understand what I mean? And somebody is not on the time getting like Uber and taxis, like 2, 3, 4, 5 hours waiting in the same places. So those all suffering in general. We don't really need to get like these kind of things, right? So all these things are very helpful. So I'm not really joking now. This is reality. So therefore, we just practice the Apji and Mahakala. So important things where you're going to practice, the Apji and Mahakala protect you. Okay, now I think so maybe short introducing good enough.
Yeah. Okay, so
Apji page number 1.
page 1, right.
In Tibet, Mahakala.
Okay. Okay.
Everybody open? Okay.
Yeah.
Sanjay Jodan Zoje Jonam La Janjo Bardo Dane Gyamzu Chi Dage Jinzo Gimbe Zonam Gi Drola Penjere Sanjay Droba Sanjay Jodan Zoje Jonam La Janjo Bardo Dane Gyamzu Chi Dage Jinzo Gimbe Zonam Gi
Rola Benjir Sanje Drumbashu.
Sanje
Chodan
Jodan
Soje
Zoje
Jonam
Jonam
La
Chanju
Janju
Bardo
Bardo Dani
Dane
Jamsu
Jamsu
Chen
Chen
Dage Jinso Gimbe Sonam Ki Rola Benjir
Sanje
Sanje
Drumbashu
Drumbashu.
Ma Namga Dan Nyambe Simjen Tamje Deva Dan Deve Jodan Dembara Jurji Donga Donga Ge Jodan Chevara Chorji Donga Mebe Deva Dan Mendreva Chorji Nyerin Chadan Nyedan Treve Dan Jungla Neva Chorji Simjen Damje Deva Dang Deve Jodang Denpa Chorji Dugnal Dang Dugnal Ge Jodang Dreva Chorji Dugnal Mebe Deva Dang Mendeva Chorji Nyeren Chadan Nyedang Dreve Dang Chorji. Okay, read English once, this one.
May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity from attachment and aversion.
Okay, now go back to Mahakala page 1.
And also your text may be, it starts out with Namo Sagyu Lama.
Right.
It may not be in your text, the Namo.
Namo Zagyu Lama Choksum Herokar Changju Bardu Midre Chapsun Chi Dudra Leja Nyurdu Sochanche Chodong Mahakala Gomparji Om Shunyata Jana Besra Swabhava Atma Ko Chodan Chunyi Sungje Dube Cho Tamje Rangje Nungbe Wasegi Dewa Dambe Rangje Nidu Cho Teye Nangla Sungkha Yangbe Yu Nasok Benyi Den La Hong Na Go Tenye Yongse Jole Rangi Ni Parden Yeshen Gombo Munbe Do Shedri Chese Jagyo Jensomo Tume Dharmara Trojen Wadra Dang Myanmar Asom Jenjo Paye Durjes and Trigo Yomba Ye Toba Chagan Namshin Godringe Toshan Jencha Yen La Tamche La Leje Yen Wan Donden Yen La Ran Sumba Jeshin Trojan Shego Ne Changzan Jekpara Jeba Dashan Je Zenchire Shabje Gayen Zebra Do Dragi Jerve Umagala Won Be Om Kenda Roke Won Be Om Sababa Sarva Dharma Sababa Shada Om Ha Won Ha War Om Ha Won War Om Ha Won Ha War Om Agala Dambana Kai Kai Nambalinda Gagaya Kaye Be Ye Jen Gombo Chakje Chakdo Laso Gozundo Yoden Telen Jen Gombo Yam Yonda Pingchen Jamde Shaza Mamo Ponya Geji Chachen Saya Bomden Koradan Jeb Yedwe Edam Balinda Gaga Kaye Raudan Sodra Jive Donmashi Mamsar Drazeve Dormashe, Seda Jen Drazove Dormashe, Bazo Mendranjarve Dormashe, Gosunto, Yu, Nyanshin Zamne, Sanje Jedam, Temban Zimba Nam Sunshin Joba Dam, Barden Lama Tamba Nam Kute Renwat, Simjen Tamje La Tashi Dan Dele Bozon Zoben Chalen Zoje, Dasha Pona Namje Geshen Parshu Shewa, Zoben Chalen Zoje.
Keen, can you help move the drum? Khenpo, do you have your symbol too?
This good enough.
Okay.
Your symbol, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I thought it. Okay, now good enough.
Okay.
Dharma we longil na, naso bema nima roye den, she she shanjin tag nan je, tam sing gombar chak sel to, yarwe denba song wa dang, tam chen nenjur gong we cheer, rang jin nen de dun der gong, ye shen gombar chang sa to, lor je gu ye chen lang be, lu je nya pa kun pa nang. 真当北极过了这国营公布长子了头，多了这送给陈老板，拿给这把公帮谁？中央人老着这的送给公布长子了头，多了这投机陈老板，什多年把公帮你，没多一些单位头，投机公布长子了头。 我送陈马公帮谁？用的跟着讲把布。 出去家不我所谓，用的我不上次了都，他们这身边经过的，那都准备真着呢。当我人生都不中，真来我不上次了都，东边路路单把送，他们最近关注为，我不上次了都，但是我不拿不了。 刚把街边出去呢，当天我不懂，大个进手，大个天天送年呢，讲究宁不去去玩，我不说了说就别，大个街上老板手，大家过那街吧也，你当老板学吧当，才当做那街吧当，他们去往的都吧当。 大概就变成了做见成了做不了做，看样到了梦巴音，雷见得了你就是看，雷见关键叫就是，我不得个说不了谁，给我的眼睛的，一心光光走就是呢，走吧街上马路发。 这也上浪可不了说，见了变成咱就老马汤，我说今年也能搞了。 看说修中正了龙真就当眼睛过了可乐扎心手。
Now back to Achi, page 3.
In the English, everything. In the English one.
Okay. From the original emptiness arises a white syllable Hri that emanates limitless rays of light that make offerings to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. The light returns and dissolves into the Hri. It instantly transforms into Achi. Her body is radiant white in color, and she is standing upon a corpse symbolizing subduing the 4 kinds of Maras. She is wearing the long, flowing, precious silken garments and is adorned with the various kinds of jewels. In her right hand, she holds a white silver mirror in which she sees the 3 times. In her left hand, she holds the wish-fulfilling jewel with which she fulfills the wishes of those who earnestly pray to her. In my heart on a moon disk is the white syllable Hri, encircled by the mantra. Om Mama Sakra Soha Yardu Sarvandu Raja Raja Mama Du Om De Soha Om Mama Sakra Soha Yardu Sarvandu Raja Raja Du Mama Du Om De Soha Om Mama Sakra Soha Yardu Sarvandu Raja Raja Du Mama Du Om De Soha Om Mama Jara So Yara Du Sarva Du Raja Raja Du Mama Du Om De Soha Om Mama Jara So Yara Du Sarva Du Raja Raja Du Mama Du Om De Soha Om Mama Jara So Yara Du Sarva Du Raja Raja Du Mama Du Om De Soha Om Mama Jara Soha Yara Du Sarva Du Raja Raja Du Mama Du Om De Soha Om Mama Jara Soha Yara Du Sarva Du Raja Raja Du Mama Du Om Mama Jara Soha Yara Du Sarva Du Raja Raja Du Mama Du Om De Soha Om Mama Jara Soha Yara Du Sarva Du Raja Raja Du Om De Soha Om Mama Jara Soha Yara Du Sarva Du Raja Raja Du Mama Du Om De Soha Om Mama Jara Soha Yara Du Sarva Du Raja Raja Du Mama Du Om De Soha.